We are ready. I can just hold them.
Yeah. Good afternoon. Thanks everybody for being here. You have an agenda in front of you. We'll have a little modified meeting today because we don't have a forum. Of all for Jeff and Keith are out of town. And by the way, the following's going to come up. So we will move a lot of things to next month's agenda on the 27th. But while we're here, we'll just take the time to get some updates. And Mike, nothing that we'll take action on. So we'll suspend the approval of the minutes. We'll suspend item number 5, standing committee assignments, because that's something the full board votes on. Hear from Mike on item 3, 4, and 6. And anything other than those that anybody wants to bring up to Chad's business that we put on the agenda, anything that's approved, we can, the next meeting, it's general information. Bring forward. So with that, progress, Mike, I'll have you started.
All right. Thank you. Well, let's start with our financials. See, we put that up there or some, but I'll wait to look at it. So the financials, we had a very good month. January. We've had basketball season was upon us, of course, and did real well with basketball. Charters, I mean, our board was just covered up every day with charters of some sort. Also, what else is going on? Volleyball? Gymnastics, yeah.
Software.
Yeah, yeah.
Baseball.
Yeah, baseball's starting, that's good for us, because that helps us out a lot too. Basketball really does a good job for us. So we had 40,000, almost 41,000 in fuel sales for gas. Our cost of goods was 22,000. Sales in Jet A was 254,000. The cost of goods was 118. I think if you remember last year, I think it was the Jet. I mean, last month rather than Jet was flip-flopped because we probably got a load at the end of the month. So that shows that. And we used up a good bit of that. It's paid the previous month. The airport fees were really well. You know, for every flight that came in, football season, Friday, Saturday, Friday, we get an airplane in, they fly out. So it's one, ramp fee, it's one handling fee, it's one landing fee, for each one of those. But when you have the basketball season, you got the men's, the women's, the opposing team, you got gymnastics, you got all that stuff going on. It's every day, it seems. We had a charter last night, as a matter of fact. Then it adds up. So that's how we get a good number like that. Let's see, what else? We are spending some money on ground maintenance right now. Let's see, we're working on some hangars right now. We're also working on some fencing. We're buying a few tools to do some things with. So we are spending some money on maintenance, a little bit more. We also bought, and I'm just not in this, but just so you know, in the future, it'll probably be this month, we're buying some furniture for the terminal here. And in that little area, we're buying a couch, let's see, 2 chairs, a rug, got a TV right there. I have to replace the other one. And then we'll have a nice stand for the TV to go on. And then also, end tables. I want it to look good. I want it to look inviting for somebody instead of just the terminal chairs that you have. And this way, when people come in and they want to relax, they can relax there waiting for the plane to come in instead of on those hard chairs. If you go out there, you'll see we've made some changes. We've got the new logo on the door. We put that in today. And so the sliding doors on both sides, as you come in and out, you'll see the Athens Flight Center. It's some gold. It's on each door. And then also above, it's crazy, but when people will come in from the airside, it's hard to see those bathrooms, you know, there's no real good sign. It's a small little sign right there. So we had men and women put up there a nice lock. That looks nice. So I look at that. And then also, when you leave, go out to the little foyer as you're heading out to the air side. And we've kind of revamped that a little bit. We took away the old um, uh, cabinet that had the airplanes and the patches. And it was just really old. So what we did, we got another cabinet, we put the airplanes in that. And then we got a nice board with a black background. We got all the patches on that. And then that's also where I want to put a small refrigerator that Coca-Cola was supposed to be getting us, I think, to put, you know, small waters in, and we'll provide those to the pilots and passengers. But above the patches, it says, I remember what it says, but Athens, Venice Airport supports veterans, something like that. It's right on top there, our veterans. So go out there and look at that. So we're trying to make some changes. Also, that small room that was our pilot briefing room had no place to sit down, and we rarely saw, you know, maybe in the week I'd probably go out there and, you know, and even talking to the desk folks, we probably see a couple of people, people standing around there just talking on their phones. So I wanted to make that a little bit more comfortable. And we took out all of the standing little desks, and we have a conference table, small one that will fit in there. We'll have some chairs around that too. We'll have a computer on it, kind of toward the wall, and also a phone, so they can use a phone there too. And you know, they can do their flight planning on that table. A lot of times people come in here. A lot of times we need this room. I'm not going to say they can't come in here anymore, but by doing that, I think it will give another option for them to use that area. So that's some kind of what we're working on as far as airport maintenance and improvements. Let's see, and then with all of that, we had a good revenue, like I said, 396 in the month, and then total expenses 273. We had a total revenue minus expenses of 122, almost 123. It was fantastic. Well, and that brings us up to 594,000, almost 595,000 in the plus for the year. Our operations, let's see what our operations were. 2,601, which is down for the year. I think we're still going to get our mark, you know, at the end of the year, but it was strong in July and August, September, October, November. Well, October was in the 4,000s, November in 3,000s. December was low. I remember that was a bad month with rain. There's 2,000. And I remember January had some rain too. So that was had a big effect on them too. But all in all, you know, it's still a good month. And as some of the newbies, as summer comes along, I think the slow months for us is going to be June and July. August kicks back in. June and July, we don't have a whole lot of activity as far as charting. As far as charters. Any questions on financials? As far as capital, we are working toward starting 220 project with RSNH. We're going to have a pre-com meeting at the middle of March. Yep. And then we'll have hopefully get started the end of March. I think is what it was. Yeah, end of March. Yeah. So this project is slated to be, well, we talked about 70 days, I guess. 45 days, I think, to do the project, then 30 days for the asphalt cure. And then after that, we market, do final marketing. So weather permitting, that'll be a good project. It's going to include new safety area at both ends of the runway, and then also new runway light. So that'd be a good project. The ROFA project, we had our final inspection. That's the runway construction-free area project. We had our final inspection last week. Had GDOT out here, and they were all happy with what they saw. So, they passed that project as successful. The other part of that grant that we had with GDOT on the Rover project was equipment, to test our foam from the, ARF truck. And that's about $25,000. So, we did order it. I think they're gonna come out in May and, bring it out, install it, and show us how to work. So that's something the FAA has been wanting us to do too. Every time we get, get inspected, they always bring that up, to have that equipment just as soon as we get it. So that'd be good to have that. And then the taxiway Alpha, right now we're talking to RSNH. They're kind of wrapping their heads around Alpha right now. And, gonna get with Holt as well. And we're trying to coordinate, the redesign, basically the repackaging, I think is what we call it, redesign and, rebid that project. So in talking to GDOT, talking to RSNH, I think it's going to be about 4 months, from redesign to the rebidding process and then get going. So, kind of excited we're moving forward with it. It's just not sitting around, but, we are still, we did say goodbye to Astra, and so the rebid, kind of excited to get that going. Any questions on any of that?
The lighting for 220,
220, yeah.
LED.
Not the runway, right? I don't think it is. I think they have approved LED lighting for runway. I think at the time, it wasn't approved yet. It most recently.
I know you can get LED lighting for the runway now.
Yeah.
Whether or not that project has an end, honestly, I haven't looked specifically at the type of fixtures that then the lights and stuff.
Is it maintaining capacity or are you going?
I don't think it's touching that because those are maintained by the FAA. So, they'll have to replace that or do something with it. Maybe that's something we could, lobby for, the FAA is to come out, and change those out. Because that's pretty little, that's only equipment. But, yeah, that's not our opinion.
So what lighting does? Edge lighting?
Yes. Yep. Yeah. But that's a good question because if we've got any kind of money, I don't know what the price would be to upgrade
And I
that.
don't know, I haven't priced out the gravity system or,
Oh, no, I mean the LED.
oh,
Yeah.
to change them. Maybe that's the
Yeah,
LED.
yeah.
I could ask my local firms if they're out of there, what the difference would be.
Yeah. Good. I know it will save us some money.
Well, in the long run, certainly.
Yeah.
Yeah, they last a long.
Yeah.
And from power use.
Yes, that's what I'm
Yeah.
talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. We changed, and I know it saved us money here as well, probably about $400 or $500 a month actually, when we went to, but yeah, check on that. That's good.
Stays medium intensity eventually.
Yeah, I'll see, I'll pull it, if I can pull up plans.
I didn't realize 2.0 does have patent. 2 has.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I've never had that where, I never knew where FAA actually maintained that stuff. Usually it's the airport. Yeah. As far as marketing and outreach, you done any marketing and outreach? Brad? We always do, but I never forget, I always forget them.
I mean, we had, can't remember if the footage of that, that's been here.
Yeah.
I think that's the last thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Do you want to report
Oh, I'm sorry.
on that meeting? You want to report on that?
Oh, I'm sorry.
The
not
Athens,
here.
youth.
Oh, yeah,
Because
so
you went to
it
that.
was good. We,
trying to think of her name now. Gave a lesson on manners, which was good, and forks and eating and that sort of thing, etiquette.
Yeah. It's gotta be different.
It was not Deborah Lester, but it was, who was the 4-H person for years here?
Miss Poole?
Yes, thank
Marilyn
you.
Poole?
Exactly, Marilyn Poole. Yes, it was Marilyn Poole who gave that lesson. So did a great job. And then we did a tour of the airport. So, and the students were very engaged and asked very good questions. So, yeah.
So take away.
Yeah.
That's why I got it. It's perfect. Well, my son said we can. Rated it the best program.
That's awesome. But it was good, so.
That's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Any questions on those items? This may not be the best thing, but I kind of, you're telling them financial operations report data, just kind of shooting the breeze up south for the moon. This little area out here, the grassy areas.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That might be something.
Yeah.
Or making it.
Yeah, did he tell you what we had talked?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. I was looking online, I shot some information, and I only saw this one, what do they call it, spring ride, that's what they call it. Yeah, I only found one, and every time I got on another site, it was that same one.
Yeah, I started making tabs. I
Okay.
found like 3 or 4 different ones.
Okay,
Some of the
yeah.
same ones vary in price. It seems like maybe there's a very inflated list price.
Yeah.
And then you ask for a quote and it comes back.
Did you see the double one?
I saw some double ones.
That's pretty
Yeah, so I was trying to narrow down to which ones are we considering?
Yeah.
But
Bishop Park, just went through the renovation. They put some of those, we running for the song. And then one of the, I don't remember if it was South Grove Elementary or one of the, put some of the school system.
That's a good idea. I think with that leisure service, they probably got a big group.
contacts for that and the brick end for sure.
Yeah.
Just such a session today.
I know, some
Right.
People can, you know, the big signs that say.
No trespassing. Don't touch the fence. It might be electrified.
Yeah, you guys gonna laugh when I get on those springy things and start riding.
Keep on picture of you out there online.
Putting up a sign out here that says,
Yeah,
welcome in, because,
yeah.
you know, I don't, lie. So I don't. I
Exactly.
think he has to be controlled, so it's a.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's good. Then we talked about, what we talked about this forever on quick things. Yep.
I would think that the services.
What?
And
We had, we bought a picnic table, down here for Michael Clark and, out there and a bench. I can't remember how much it was. It wasn't that much. And it's really, really solid. It's made of good materials. We got a couple of them. The only thing is, I talked to Dave about this, is it's the slopes, and I don't know. I mean, the spring things would be fine, but I don't, how to do a table like get it flat, I know without thinking. We'll figure that out.
all right, let's see, next, I guess, would be full business and this standing committee, we'll just kind of cover that. I don't think there's anything on the standing committee reports other than, you might have supplementary services to help. Feel free to brief that.
Yeah,
Got a strategic plan.
okay.
Got 2 options.
Yeah, so Davin, you want to do the strategic plan? No, and I'll do their search, but.
Sure. So after the authority approved our strategic plan, the manager's office had requested a meeting with us to go over that. And unfortunately, there's a sort of a template they are wanting all departments to follow. So we'll need to just do a little bit of wordsmithing and adding and changing. So for example, with goals, instead of just stating a goal to improve infrastructure, they want to have why is that? What will that lead to? So, Mike has asked me just to draft up something, and so I will do that, and provide that to the manager's office, get their blessing. And then once, we've gotten their, approval, bring it back to the authority and have y'all, give your approval as well. So nothing will, pretty much change. It'll just be, the wording will be different and the format will be a little bit different.
And then, and
Yeah, we're working on that. We kind of put that on hold because that's, we need that to kind of finish it. So air service development, marketing, I did send out a, email, I think, to the authority members. Kind of filled you in on the meeting that we had, in Phoenix. I did most recently, I think it was yesterday, as a matter of fact, send an email out to the air service development group, Diane, and, Fran. And, the plans here going forward, are to, do a new market study, which is gonna be about $16,000. Last one we did was the 2018 David Rivers app. And, good information on it, but old now. And when we, presented, we made presentations to the airlines, Phoenix. They knew it was old, but, we weren't quite ready to update it yet, at that time, a year ago, with the pandemic and all. We wanted to get good information and not just, recovery information, I guess. So, with that said, the new data will be out, I think in May, or June, it's May, according to Doug. And so when that comes out, they're gonna take that data and then start the process. Shouldn't take long, but once we get that done, present it to you guys, show it all to you, and the findings. But also at that time, going to have air service development group get together, and then get with them. That'll be our first meeting in a long. Haven't had a meeting in a while, but I have kind of kept them up to speed, as I can. There's been a long lull. The airlines kind of going through what they haven't gone through. And all you can say is pandemic or pilot shortage. That's about all you can say. So now they're trying to get out of all that, I think the pandemic is, as far as airlines are concerned, everybody's back flying, except the pilot shortage is a big deal. And, mainline carriers, I think what they did, they brought a lot of the regional folks up to the main line, and those are flying okay. Now they're just having issues, with the pilot shortage on the carrier, on the regional side. One thing I heard is that they're getting rid of the 50-seaters, going to their 70-seaters. But I really think that our market study will show that they can still make money, in the 70-seater. When I was there, I did talk to American. We talked about Columbus. When they got into Columbus, it was kind of like a test site, I guess, to see if that was successful, they'd come here to Athens. Kind of, I told you at the last meeting, I wasn't going to hold back, and I didn't hold it. Because what I was told by one of the network folks was that, we had plans to go into Columbus. It didn't work out. That's still in the back of our minds. We don't know about Athens. And I said, when you get this market study, it'll show you, hopefully, that will be out there. I told them flat out, I said, listen, if you came to Athens first, I said, you'd still be in Athens. And I said, you'd be the only game in town. I said, in Columbus, I said, you have to deal with Delta, And I wasn't going to say, can't believe you went to Columbus, but, basically that's what I was saying. You should come to Athens, not fool around with Columbus. mean, heck, man, I'm not, but I kind of figured that myself, you know? It's obvious something is gonna work here in Athens. And we've got such the momentum that people want to see something here in Athens. The numbers show that's gonna work. Um, Regardless if it's a 50 seat or a 70 seat, still feel confident it's working. So, anyway, so moving forward, I really do think, that American still is interested. United, I still talk to them, but we'll see. They kind of got their own agenda somewhere else. There's a couple others out there that are interested as well. But I think, for the most part, they did want to see another market study up to date. So we'll definitely get them that and then go from there. Maybe make a few, trips, to their corporate office. And then, I guess lastly with ASD is the SCASD grant that we have, Small Community Air Service Development Grant. It's a 5-year grant. With the pandemic, they added another year, so it's 6 years. We got it in 2018. One thing, when I was talking to the US DOT, that was really nice to hear, is that depending on the case, which we have a good case, is that they will increase, they will add years to it, like 1 year at a time, maybe 2 or 3. So you could say we have at least 3 more years, hopefully, because of situations and whatnot. I think we have a good case for adding some years to that capacity grant. And really, I think we'll have something by then. Pilot shortage, they're working hard to train pilots, and not only pilots, they need mechanics too. So hard to back up speed on that. So, that's all I have.
Questions? Right, any items to bring up from other business that we can talk about in the next meeting? We got a lot of things that get referred to March 27th meeting for approval. Which is, or something can take action on things, good information. Plan to see everybody again on the 27th. So
I'll be, I won't make that meeting. Okay. I'll be able in the month.
as I said earlier, Mike had done the research too. Had Jeff been here today, I could have been to vote for 3 or 7. I think everybody, that's more. We should be. Yeah, so we should. We'll keep everybody goes, and if there's things that pop up, let us know.
Let me also, I've got the wrong day on there. It's March 28th. Sorry. It is Tuesday, March 28th. So I have the wrong date there.
Tuesday,
Sorry about that.
and I'll talk to some of you already, standing committee, so we'll finish that official vote.
And there's still not the option to zoom in.
No, I don't think so. I don't think we're able to do that anymore. Once we had, I think, what I was told, once we have an actual, start our actual meetings, you can't go back to, you can't do half and half.
We previously had call meetings.
Previously, we did, I don't know about that, because it was said that when we got off the Zoom or the WebEx, that you can either do one or the other, but you can't have it. Mixed up.
Let's ask and see.
It changes on, so it's a good idea to ask.
If you don't like the answer, yeah, just ask somebody else.
It always worked my mom and dad.
That's, yeah.
All right, thank you. Like mine, that's the leaders, so pictures are.
Yeah.
I was trying to see if I
Oh,
could
wow.
find
They talk